we don't have a lot of nukers. Yes, we have massive damage dealers, but we don't have like those like really insane burst combos here. Because like it's nothing like a boss where if you're able to get on top of somebody, you're able to secure that pickup, which is very interesting. None of these teams actually opt to go for the boss, but this is what I'm saying, right? Where I think the teams right now in the draft is trying to select those Pokemon where like we're not gonna be too many mana, just gonna secure a couple or two, just enough, just try to win out those rounds, and then slowly move forward to the second game if the first game does work out.
And of course, we do see an early invasion coming on from this side of Unite Holic over here, but unfortunately it seems that EV on their end is going to be the one gets cleared out here at the early stages of the game. Meanwhile, looking at the top lane over here, we do see the Slowbro up against together with the Sylveon as well, screening out team member coming on from Team Unite Holic here at the bottom lane. Meanwhile, things looking a little bit dicey here at the top lane as we do see rotations from the lane going up to the top lane, putting a little bit of pressure with hopes to actually get themselves an early lead by clearing out. Of course, we do have this Altera family being cleared out. I believe that most of them signing up towards the side of TeamMYS.
I'm just concerned whether they're able to withstand the amount of damage right now. We're talking about like Dragonite into the Hyper Beam. Dragonite that's potentially coming out as well. The longer the fight here, it seems like coming from the side of Unite Holic, it feels like they have more better sustain. Despite having the Clefable on the side of TeamMYS, they are a lot more softer, like the attackers are a lot more softer compared to all-rounders here, right? That kind of thing. And they have like, when you're playing like Sylveon and Espeon, you tend to hope that you want to try to pair with those defenders that can really help enable this kind of competition, really set things up for you.
Oh, you both know. Wait, oh, no? he's not moving.
Yeah, I think a little bit technical coming from his side. That was a little bit of an unfortunate one, but of course this is a competition. They gotta take a chance with every window of opportunity. Trying to take advantage of the fact that since Umbreon is currently out of the picture, they will be able to secure the central Arteria, that bonus ESP to try to slow things down. Because while I did say that they are really great damage coming up with Unite Holic, they are also a team that is somewhat dependent on levels here. And now this is why we see TeamMYS taking this advantage in this early phase here, try to pick them off as many as possible, but trades are happening and 2 will fall for the price of 1.
Here comes the comeback coming up from the side of Unite Holic, able to actually get some scores in, but still a little bit short compared to what TeamMYS has to offer. But meanwhile, the top lane here, going on with the waterfalls as well, dishing out enough damage. Is it going to be up to try to clear to get the Clefable together with the Sylveon? The chasing is still ongoing at the current moment, taking it up from the front line, the moonlight being utilized as well, but forward with assistance coming up from the back line as well, they're able to actually get the Umbreon together with the Intella. And here comes Hooper, decides to actually make an escape up here together with the Time Pole as well. Here comes the cavalry from TeamMYS doing what they do best, putting on the pressure, putting on the pedal to the metal here in this game at early stages itself.
That was fantastic. To them, levels is not really much of a variety. Everyone's currently max evolutions here. They just need to try to stack up. Don't have this separate farming here. They want to try to get this advantage, try to snowball as much as possible, because currently some of the members currently have the level advantage and score advantage here. But then again, our different Clefable did get caught up, but I don't think it could be easily picked off. Just not enough control or damage to really lock down this Clefable. We'll be able to get us out scot-free, but we do have the Dragonite at this moment with the Unite moves here. Now the mid-game, we're currently transitioning towards the mid-game here and see who has the opportunity. The rotation is important. They did manage to break the first goalpost on the top side here, and now a beautiful slow beam, telekinesis to actually pull him all the way in the backline to secure the pickoffs. Pickoffs are happening, but points are delivering flavor here, and now they managed to turn the tide.
Yeah, so meanwhile, all that is happening at the bottom lane as well. TeamMYS is doing a little bit of scoring as well. Quite unfortunate for the Umbreon, getting sandwiched in between 4 Pokemon at the bottom lane. Probably the harder to play, giving a little bit of space for his teammates to actually do a little bit of work up there on the top lane. Now, of course, looking at this, we do see that on the side of Team Unite Holic, they do have the Dragonite there online. So basically, full double evolutions for the end. This could be an option for them to actually make an equalizer for the end for all the losses they've had in the early stages of the game. We do see some Pokemon rotating from TeamMYS towards the top side, trying to put a little bit of pressure over there. Meanwhile, the bottom lane still having, now instead of having the Zivon combo over here, we do have the Espeon together with the Slowbro. Meanwhile, leaving in the Lapras at the top lane is a great idea because he can actually defend them that on his own if up against 2 Pokemons. Probably a little struggling to go on escape. Meanwhile, here Clefable makes an escape series together with the mobility. Does have the Moonlight as well, trying to actually make an escape if you're hitting up on the here. Hitting up on the Dragonite as well, going up for the chase and even getting the Umbreon at the same time as well.
That's what I'm saying. This is exactly the aggression that we're looking for with this early competition that they have for themselves here. Although Aldir Benchit is the last one standing, doesn't really have enough damage to try to really chase them out of the goalpost. You're not a cross-soul, you're not able to withstand the damage either way as well. So instantly, goalposts would fall along with the majority of the members. The scoreline has finally tilted back in favor of TeamMYS. And let's be honest, as we know, a few couple of weeks ago, there was the patch for the stage area. Calm mind into the hypervoid. Absolutely shredding. And they don't have to worry too much about it because Unite Holic will be playing into them as well. So within the right amount of range, they don't have to worry about the poke game except for the Inteleon. So the Sylvia just really works out here. And plus, not only from that patch, his ultimate is a lot more better. It's no longer just a get out of free card. More special attack damage, a lot more better.
Yeah, and that really translates and shows here in this particular game itself. Lineup. Of course, at the bottom lane, Slowbro tried to be a little bit cheeky, tried to snap out that Reggie at the bottom lane, but was not able to actually attain that for the side of TeamMYS. You know how they can actually do that for themselves. But of course, we're 3 minutes and 56 seconds left here in the game. We are just 1 minute plus away from the appearance of Rayquaza here at the Thea Sky Ruins itself, and that is going to be one of the main highlights here in this particular match. And we're going to see which side, if possibly a big war to actually happen over here. But meanwhile, on the top side, doing a double dunk in terms of points here by the Umbreon on the top side. Of course, it's going to be making the escape back to the Pokemon Center safe and sound. This time about returns back to the top lane once again, being a little bit cheeky over here. Up against together with Espeon and Leafeon, probably not a great idea, but then he gets caught off on, despite not being able to actually see what actually transpired. But yeah, I would assume that that's going to be a very dangerous situation, especially when you pair out the Leafeon together with the Espeon at the top lane.
Despite the early advantages, it was a really great job coming from Unite Holic, able to try to stabilize certain categories and certain levels as well as they try to keep things up here. Although yes, Leafeon still already hitting level 13 alongside with Yemu here playing the Leafeon. Both EVs already hitting the level 13, definitely pretty high, pretty on top of the level race here for sure. But they still have their work cut out for them, right? We're slowly approaching towards Rayquaza, one of the best game-changing moment for them, right? And the members of Unite Holic are not too far behind. Yeah, the difference not and the score difference is not too big either, flavor. So at any given time, depending on positioning and how they initiate them, I think it can really go anywhere.
This is going to be a crucial one. They're going for the Regieleki here at the top side of the ball. It's going to be Talon sniping now for themselves, but the damage is going to be enough over here. It looks like Dragonite decides to disengage from all this, pushing him all away. Oh, but it does seem that Espeon's going to be getting the last hit in and take him out together with the Inteleon, making it a two-man takedown, making it a 5v2 situation at this current moment, but make it 5v2 as the Lapras gets cleared out at the same time as well. And of course, they need to clear this Regieleki. Can't afford to actually enter into the middle goalpost area. That's going to be very, very troublesome itself. And of course, opening up, it's going to be the Unbound here coming up from the Hoopa as well, with the open surf coming on the side, opening hold with telekinesis. But is the damage, is the follow-up going to be enough?
Definitely more than enough. They're able to get the KOs here, but two members will fall here. Not only Unite moves left on the side here for TeamMYS, and the score dividend is massive in the favor of Unite Holic as well. They win the fight, they win the secure. Now they're able to reset and they're dunking even more points. I'm telling you right now, Flavor, they have the opportunity, but Unite Holic just know how to really return the favor. They lost a couple of team fights before the Rayquaza. That's totally fine because you have cheeky players who seize the game from a very large point of view here and keep getting points in. And now TeamMYS pressured for time, pressured for points. We're not talking about like a small dividend right now. They need at least 200 plus points to turn this round around.
Yeah, and of course, the Tiger GC here by putting on in place.
Oh, no!
They cleared out Leafeon. One of the main damage is coming up from their end as well. But they got a trade off. They got the Lapras, but here comes the Inteleon back into the fray. It's a 4v4 situation at the current moment, jumping on between two Pokemons here. The Dragonite, you get the Inteleon coming up from behind as well. You stop the Unite move, but where is the damage? Dimension Cloud over Slowbro. They need to clear out this Rayquaza. They managed to get the Espeon on the side of TeamMYS as well. So two of the main damage dealers coming from there and are down at the current moment. All Team Unite Holic has to do right now is just to clear things out, and it seems that this is going to be a team-wide.
Unbelievable.
Unite Holic clearing all 5 team members from TeamMYS here at the final moments of this match of game #1 and making it even more painful for TeamMYS. Unite Holic are dunking on more and more points at their goalposts.
Unbelievable. It was such a phenomenal turnaround coming from Unite Holic. Like, they already knew their strength. They already knew where they're strongest at as well. They just really need to bide their time. But what really made the difference here in that series was mainly just Upono and the Dragonite here. Really, both of them just secretly dunking points at the sideline. Both the Umbra and the Dragonite just secretly dunking points. They knew for a fact that, okay, we can't win this fight. They have the advantage. They managed to get the jump on us here. Don't try to fight. Don't try to commit too much into the fight, especially this close towards the Rayquaza side. They bide their time. They find any openings they can get and slowly dunk points, although may not be significant.
Already secured a victory. They just need one more, and we'll see whether it's going to be here on game number 2, or we'll see if MYS be able to actually get this game back on there. And the game has begun, ladies and gentlemen, and here are the rotations from all the Pokemons from both ends. Once again, we do see Team MYS here on the purple side, which is the left side, up against Team Unite Holic on the orange side, the right side.
There is just so much knock-up abilities coming from the side of Unite Holic as well. Like, a lot of disruptive, a lot of CC, a lot and pretty decent secure abilities coming from the side here of Unite Holic here. So, but at the same time, while this is relatively fresh, and of course really beautiful picked up, and he stole all the 2 berries, although yes, he did manage to go down, but this is slowly going to be slowing down in terms of sustain. Top side, on the other hand,
Squirtle
was able to get 2 pickups at the same time.
Look at this guy.
Well, let's be honest, Blastoise in the top lane is like one of the most incredible picks right now in the competition. Right? It's great in the top, it's also pretty great against the boss, but of course without interference for sure. But in terms of security, in terms of poke, he's been absolutely phenomenal. Team fight's been great. Zora also is going to have quite a difficult time really getting to the backline because he's going to be running into that Hydro Typhoon. You can try to come in Unite mode and try to mitigate that, but that just means you're mitigating like a very massive damage ability just to get in, or at least try to mitigate that control ability.
Yeah, and that set coming on from this War Turtle into a Blastoise later on is definitely going to be something very crucial to translate into a win for them in this game. Meanwhile, we just see a little bit of evasion coming up from Team MYS here from the purple side into the wild Pokemon area and makes their escape together with Hoopa over here. Of course, Scyther trying to get a little bit spacing here, trying to get this Zoroark who makes to do a little bit invasion, tries to make an escape, slice and dice coming from Scyther from behind. Is it going to be damage? Going to be enough? It's going to be trapping and securing this takedown here on that Zoroark. Meanwhile, here Serena doing a little bit of dunking, getting a little bit of defense coming off from the Mew as well. Oh. Solar Beam damage output. Serena managed to actually juke out a little bit to his top side and makes an escape. Meanwhile, top looking a little bit interesting over here. Woodhammer facing off on this Leafeon, but manages to actually eject his way to the back as well. But it does seem they're able to actually get their hands on this Cider. And here comes a little bit scoring from Trevenant, makes his way in this game. Double Woodhammer in the face, but will it be enough for him to sustain all this damage coming off of the members? He makes an escape here away with assistance coming on from Hoopa. Is going to be returning back into all the action here at the top lane.
Beautiful assist coming from Yang as well, trying to secure HT, but of course, speaking of HT, comes back into the fray. Although yes, he completely forgot to respect the Solar Blade initially at the goalpost here, but he comes in to return the favor. They still have the score line here. It's really back and forth between both sides here, but guess what? Now with the Blastoise, incredible, and the fact that he was actually able to get the Blastoise out in time as well here. In terms of leveling, we see the level race a little bit more into the favor of Team MYS. They're getting a couple of pickups, they're getting the scores, they're being very active around the map here. We're seeing a lot of contention, a lot of skirmishes between the central area, but nothing forceful between the two sides except in the particular paths only here. A nice rotation towards the bottom half here, trying to see get a couple of points here. Can they get a couple of pickups though here? And they will. HT will be slicing and dicing 1 and 2 for the price of none here. They love this kind of deal, and with 2 being removed from the playing field, it's gonna be should be a very simple take on their first objective here. The Red Giants, that's gonna be a nice HP regen buff here for them to really try to take this fight head on. Cramorant trying to find a way to really get that nice sticky. I saw you on the minimap for sure. They spot you as well, but now they're slowly rotating their way to try to get to this top side to defend against the Regieleki. It's not going to be the Sir Blastoise either, so especially he's going to go with Rapid Spin here. Full on damage, and HT, he's on a roll. He knows he's level 10, he knows he's in the lead, and he's going to make sure he stays in that lead. this Regieleki, despite them able to secure it, will not get as far as maybe 1 meter away from home base.
Oh wow, look at this Scyther. He's just snowballing. Somebody has to stop him. You can't allow Scythers to snowball with Holic because damage optimized, physical damage, it's a little bit high over here. It's a little bit too much to handle, and we can actually see that TeamMYS is pulling off further away compared to what Team Unite Holic has to offer here in this game. Number 2. Meanwhile, top looking a little bit interesting up here, coming over the jump from the arena. Number 5, Rapid Spin here, hitting up multiple units, hitting up Mame tries to make it this game. He's not able to as well, but they did manage to actually catch on the Scyther together with the Blastoise as well. Here comes the jump, but instead it's going to be Trampin clearing out this Serena as well as the Leafeon coming up from the side of Team Unite Holic.
Oh, I love the fact that they actually try to divert the fires, the location towards their goal place. They get a little bit more defensive, they get a little bit more shield to sustain. Because let's be honest, I feel like Unite Holic could have got a lot more out of that fight, a lot out of that trade if they weren't really fighting so close to their goal post here. But of course, completely Unite move, not going to be able to find anyone because Hoopa was able to get a nice quick entry. Yang will be able to retreat. However, a tactical withdrawal will be made for this Zoroark in the hands of Nightmew. Foxy Wafu will be joining him in soon. And HT, he doesn't really want to go. He doesn't really care about any other of the opponent from the back line. He is currently focused on our dear friend Wafu and will secure it.
Oh, that's the reason why he has the name Mew in his name over here. Nightmare Foxy bringing in the pain here to Team Unite Holic at this game itself. Of course, going off the chase of Leafeon was not able to actually make it escape from here. Are they trying to actually run down this Serena here at the bottom lane? To the Hydro Bomb hitting up as well. Able to actually make it as well. Slice and dive from the Scyther. Charging forward. Trying to make it. Still does have a little bit more to offer as well. Stalling as much time as possible. But getting lasted in is going to be Nightmare Foxy in the hand. But being utilizing that Mew. Meanwhile, you do see Cameron trying to be a little bit sneaky, trying to be a little bit scoring on backside up here. Here comes the jump as well. Will there be any? No, not really. Oh man, that's gonna be insane here at the top. Oh, that June coming up from the Shaman as well. Commence with the Unite. Is it gonna be enough? No, it's gonna be Hammer! Trapped with the place! Look at this man!
Oh man, Ice literally left him stone cold. He's still alive despite that 1v2. We're not talking about a support and a Zoro against a defender. We're talking about one of the 2 heavy damage dealers in their squad, and he's still gonna pick him up. He's still sustained, returned the favor, gets out scot-free with only the Phantom Forest utilizing. Nice time with the Hydro Typhoon, was able to knock out a decent amount of players here and will instantly melt them away. They're so squishy in the face of HT and Nightmew Foxy. They're absolutely having an absolute ball here, but they are bouncing back and forth. Too fast, literally happy feet here for HT. Couldn't really keep up with the tango.
Oh, very much needed here is coming up from there. But Grabber doing all the work here, jumping off from bottom lane to top lane. They know he's there, doing a little bit dunking on his own. For Insam Zoroark here at the top lane, going off and trying to together with the Mew. Mew makes an escape up here. Of course, a charge. Moving forward, trying to get yet another takedown for Team MYS. Unite Holic. What is going on with them right here? They are down to this level. Kraminant, this might be the point which he gets cleared down, so and he will. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, putting him in place with the Wood Hammer. But Traminant once again gets the takedown over here. Things are definitely looking the way that Team MYS wants for this game number 2.
Oh man, it's such a great round for Team MYS. Really in their zone with these picks as well. But I think it also somewhat worked in their favor with the picks coming in for Unite Holic here, right? Because you have a really squishy lineup composition, right? In the case where Blastoise didn't even need to go for the surf. He didn't need that gap close anymore. Just bring in the rapid spin. That's where the Traveler comes in, right? The Traveler comes in to be that front liner, to be that control. Allows Blastoise to really pop up the rapid spin. In most cases, rapid spin against like all-rounders didn't really feel that much, that kind of thing, right? But when you play against like really soft lineup, you really set things up for Nightmew Foxy and HT to really be that final blow here because they're just so soft. They've already been buttered up. He really marinated them all for HT and Nightmew Foxy to cook them.
And you even have the Trevin as well, just in case. So you have at least 2 very durable and sustainable Pokémon here in the draft as well. Now, of course, this is a different scenario compared to what Game 1 has to offer, as Team Unite Holic right now are the ones with lower points compared to Team MYS. It's 340 M, 086, but the anticipated of it. Oh, they tried to be a little bit sneaky. Of course, Solo Big hitting off here, trying to make an escape as well. Meanwhile, here at the central area, screening out this Leafeon away. Less than half HP at the current moment. Meanwhile, a little bit of poking happening here at Rayquaza. A little bit of spams here coming up from Mew as well from the left side to the top side. Meanwhile, jumping on inside, it is going to be the Zoracle. Will they be able to actually secure towards himself? Oh no, it's going to be the Blastoise! Hitting off with the Hydro Typhoon as well! And he managed to clear up with Serena. The whole team from Team Unite. Holic is now down for the count with a minimum of 70 seconds on the clock at this current moment. Definitely plenty of time for Team MYS to actually do a little bit of dunking in their face here for this game. Number 2, Team Unite, Holic. This is definitely not the outcome that they're looking for here in this series after such a very strong win in that game. Number 1 itself, but it does seem that they are trying to go for the final round here with 30 seconds on the clock at this current moment, trying to screen out team members to Team MYS to do more scoring on them as well. They are able to get themselves hands on the cider, but I believe that is not going to stop Team MYS from clinching this victory for them. And of course, Leonard, with that being said, that makes it a 1-1 here after the conclusion of game number 2.
The thing is, it feels like, especially, don't get me wrong, it's such a great game, guys. It was such a performance coming from Team MYS. However, the lineup coming from Unite Holic was particularly very unique to me, right? Because I know we had the discussion before, right, with the fact like, if in the case if a game ends up dragging on for too long, right, and there's really not a lot of Pokemon left to utilize for themselves here. But then we remember we had this discussion with Denali as well. We were talking like which other Pokemon. It was the clutch. It was really the clutch round for them here, and they really didn't like it. So they keep banning out Mami Sableye every time they go up to hit with him as well. So here's a real question. Now with the existence of Sableye, I believe they did the research well, and yes, and they did as well because they understand there will be a very aggressive invasion coming from the Sableye here, and he still managed to secure it. Unbelievable! This is what I'm saying, right? So because they know an invasion coming from the Sableye is gonna be happening, so they
knew this was coming, yeah.
So they rotate the chance to give you the necessary amount of support, but despite the support, they still lost the buff away. That's gonna slow things down for our dear friend HD for sure. Not for too long, but it's definitely gonna slow things down. But with the support rotating down to support their central area, or HD in this case, that just leaves top lane left unguarded here and allows them to really penalize this boss move. Really keep him in check, really slow things down in terms of leveling. Don't get me wrong, he can hold his own in the 1v1. But with interference, he's definitely not going to be able to hit that power spike in time.
Yeah, that's true as well. Meanwhile, looking at here at the bottom lane, we do have the Team Drivel, we have the Urshifu over here, and of course going up against the Dodrio. They're able to actually make a clearance out of this as they're only going up against a Dodrio. Mr. Mime has just arrived here at the bottom lane and tried to get a little bit for himself.
I never thought I would see the day to see a Dodrio running bot lane. Like, it's really incredible. But of course, another beautiful secure alongside with both the Dodrio and Wahoo and of course and Mame securing that pick up. Fantastic one as well.
Oh no, top lane at this current moment. Chancing off, it's here. It is going to be the Chansey that cleared up before even making his way into Iblixir here in the game. A little bit of opportunity for the team members from the opponents to actually go for a little bit of scoring from Unite. Holic, Mr. Mime grabbing off that berry for himself and also trying to actually make a screen.
Here's the scariest thing about it, right? The fact that if let's just say in the scenario, right, if both sides are pretty equivalent in levels, right? Equivalent in levels and timings, right? It's gonna be so tough for them to really fight into the side of TeamMYS. That's why you're gonna see a lot more pressure, right? A lot more damage, keep them possible, and just really keep things going here. I don't think Team Unite Holic is able to withstand the damage if Team MYS were to throw everyone. Throw everybody into the lineup. I don't think they're going to be able to sustain it. However, if we talk about pickoffs, Unite Holic is absolutely thriving.
Yeah, I feel this as well. Because the thing is about the Pokemon coming out from Team MYS, they're much more durable. They can sustain more damage. So basically, if you have a head-on team fight, probably not something that what Team Unite Holic really wants. So they have to really strategize on how they approach these team fights. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, looking a little bit into the village members from Team MYS again right over here, making it a 4v1 situation up against the Sylveon. The Sylveon side to actually make an escape over there. A little bit invasion coming up from the side of Team Unite Holic here, going up against the Buzzwole, trying to make an escape here towards the right side as well, and he doesn't have the Sable Eye as well to provide a little bit of assistance. Meanwhile, here at bottom lane, Sylveon going up against 2 team members from Team MYS, swinging out through Urshifu, and also swinging out the Italian together with the Cross Soul. And meanwhile, here comes the cavalry. It is going to be Talonflame decides to disengage. Oh, that snipe shot coming out from Talion. Secures that takedown here upon the Talonflame. That's going to be hurting a lot.
TeamMYS has a really big, like, Ice and Gamo has a very massive responsibility. How to keep their brother in Nightmare Foxy alive as much as possible, because there's a lot of divers on the side here, Unite Holic here. And I like, this is fantastic, right? Slowly getting picked off, slowly evening out the level games here as well. They managed to catch up despite the early aggression and early slow, right? But Wolf popping out the ultimate as well. No way, gotta respect that Waffle, but he's still doing his best to try to deny as many points as much as possible. He knows that Unite move is not gonna last for too long. Respawn is currently coming in, but they already did the deed. They already put in as much points as possible, but they will ensure they get the better part of that trade here. And once again, the Speedsters are currently back in the play here in terms of leveling here.
Yeah, even though they had the opportunity to actually go for a little bit of scoring over there, despite being defended by the Citadel itself, they did lose out their Dudrea from that trade-off. Meanwhile, here at the bottom lane, a little bit careful, screening out by the Blissey together. We haven't seen much action coming around from this Urshi. Still waiting for him to actually get really good. Here comes the screen from the Crossel, but manages to actually hop on over and make an escape. And meanwhile, Dodra here, Urshifu coming up from behind, trying to find opportunity. Here comes the Jack. Will they be able to actually stop him in his tracks as well? Being able to actually do so in hands of the Buzzwole here in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, look at this cheeky little monster. It is going to be the same, doing a little bit of small, tiny mini scoring here on the middle goalpost. They're very looking at TeamMYS. They have lost 2 of the goalposts here at the top 8. And this is going to be an opportunity for TeamMYS to actually get themselves this Reggie still bomb. And while all this is happening at the bottom area, Talonflame managed to do a little bit of scoring on the tier 2 goalpost on the bottom lane from TeamMYS.
Which is this is totally fine. Unite Holic, they know, right? Okay, we do not want the team fight. We're not going to be able to hit them head on here. We only want to fight them later on. But of course here, totally fine. Unfortunately, they did lose one of their members, but they just want to try to slow things down, don't allow them to get as many points as much as possible. Now they dive into the bridges, coming into the Unite move, trying to force them back, play around the goalpost as they manage to get the amount of sustain. But guess what? Nightmare Foxy still alive and well, poking him out as much as possible, and still pretty great. The team's doing a phenomenal job to keep him up and steady. But now they're slowly losing walls here. Walls are slowly breaking down here. Now it's a time for retreat. The rest have to fall back here. But that was a pretty great trade between both sides. Now there's a little bit of life being breathed back into TeamMYS. But of course, Unite Holic still have the initiative. They still have the control. They have a lot more points now. So when we get to that Rayquaza pit, TeamMYS has no choice but to force that out, and that should leave some window. Yeah, it should leave some window of opportunity for all these speedsters to get to that backline, because someone needs to keep them in. Yep, someone needs to poke them out here. So that will be an opportunity for these divers, this massive diver, to get on Nightmare Foxy. That's where Yang comes in with the Bliss here. Bliss assists to try to keep him alive. You got a boss with a Smackdown to try to displace the opponents here. Your Shifu is there for any sort of supports, and of course a Rock Tomb, just in case if things goes very well, you can be very aggressive about it.
Yeah, so remember the Rock Tomb can actually be utilized in various ways. You can actually screen out your opponents, you can actually trap them in place, to actually give your team an advantage, force them to use out ED Jack, or just get them trapped to actually get cleared out as well.
You know the best part about it, Flavor? Is that because there's no Umbreon here, right?
Yeah.
So the
Which was bad. Yeah, it was bad.
So with the Crossel Rumble Rouser, he's pretty much the most tankiest Pokemon in the entire round. It would be great. It would be great if Bliss Assist also was also dropped upon him, but that's not gonna happen. This game, there's a lot of divers. There's literally 3 people who could just run past the Crossel. They're like, no, I don't care about you.
Yeah, exactly.
We just want Nightmare Foxy. He's priority 1.
He is basically on the top 1 wanted list here by the nation. And of course, now this is going to be giving a little bit of edge for Team Unite Holic, as they mentioned, going to some attack and special attack buff from that Registeel takedown. Meanwhile, TeamMYS are going to be the ones clearing out the Regieleki here at the top lane. We're 11 seconds away from Rayquaza appearing here in the Thea Sky Ruins. Lie here at the top lane, gotta be careful. He's just giving a little bit of information for the teammate. Oh, the charge!
Get it!
And we decide to go for a little bit of scoring, allowing all this scoring happening from the side.
So objective!
What is going on? But it's
a race!
But it's secure coming from TeamMYS!
It's a race! It's a race now!
This is definitely going to be a race. Leonard going for the score. They do have a race
at the top lane as well. What is going to be happening over here? Are these points going to be enough?
compared to what Team Unite Holic has to offer. They're going to the middle goal
It's not
post
enough.
at this current moment as well. It's in front of the 18, jumping up with yet another. Still in the lead. It's going to be Unite Holic at this particular current moment.
No, there's 25 points on Ice. Ice needs to get here now.
Oh man, but even with that, you actually multiply by 2. It's not going to be enough to compete to what Unite Holic has to offer this current moment. Leonard, is this, but still, it is still looking fresh. 1 minute 12 seconds on the clock over here. Sylvia makes it easier through the top lane. Is this the wisest decision on how to approach this final game itself, knowing the points and now they know this. The right side has a huge lead. That means that more than 100 points starting to a dead end. But for them, currently in game, they don't know this. So right now, what is going to be the game plan? No Rayquaza inside Leonard. How do they approach this? They need to clear the team members coming out from Team Unite Holic and actually going for scoring. It is 149 point difference between them. My apologies, 139 point difference.
They just need to try whatever points they get. Cheap, like, doesn't matter cheap change or not. They need to just throw it in whatever they got here. Unfortunately, our dear friend cannot really sustain long enough. It's really just a battle of who gets more points out here. This was the plan. Unite Holic already knew for a fact. They saw the composition already play out, and they already knew how this game was going to go. Like, they knew what needs to be done. The policy has been made. I think they just designed this perfectly against TeamMYS. They say, like, you guys have to fight. You have a beautiful call for a team fight. Great! That just means we don't have to fight into you. We be objective gaming here. And the best part about it, Flavor, this is not like coincidence that they really like until the late game kind of thing. They already set the foundation initially. They say like, you know what, we go for pick cost, get as many points as possible. Drop whatever they can, whatever opportunity, whatever chance they got. Get a couple of points in to really build up that advantage here. Sure, it didn't look like too much. The point differential didn't look like initially as we get to the Rayquaza, 300 to 200 points. But but they were saving up points. Once the Rayquaza hit, all points are double. And that's when they said, great, they will assume that we're trying to find a way to wrap around them. But guess what? We'll be dumping points.
Exactly.
They went straight.